Oi, fala aí pessoal, bom dia. Você está escutando o Inglês no Rádio. I am your host, Foster Hodge. This is your daily dose of English. Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. Alexia, how you doing?
I'm fine today. What about you?
I'm doing great. How are things in the marvelous city of Rio de Janeiro?
Good. It's good around here. Warm weather. Nossa, warm weather.
There we go. Thank you, Alexia. I've spent 2 years working on the TH with Alexia and still has her moments.
I got better. You had to admit it.
Oh yeah, much better. Awesome. It's all good in Rio? All good in the neighborhood?
All good around here. What about South Carolina?
Yeah, nothing's changed. Same old. Do you know that phrase? Same old.
I think so. You already teach me.
I already taught you in the
Yeah,
past.
I made this mistake in purpose because that's what we're gonna talk today.
Okay, good transition. One more thing, I made this mistake on purpose. We always do things on purpose. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. So thank you, Alexia, for being my cobaia para sempre.
Forever and never, say my honey. Na, 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 na.
Cool. Okay, so Alexia, we're talking about talking in the past. So one of my... I don't know how should I explain this diplomatically. So one of the most common mistakes that Brazilians make when speaking English is talking in the past, right?
Yes.
Have you felt this difficulty speaking in the past in English?
Yes, of course. Because it's the opposite that the way we do.
Yeah, debatable. But talking in the past is difficult for a lot of reasons. First of all, normally when you're talking in the past, you're like telling a story, right? You're recounting an event. So it's not just like yes or no. It's normally a long form conversation, right?
Yes, it is.
And also, when you're talking in the past, we have a lot of irregular verbs and several different verb tenses. So that can be difficult as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, because I know that you're going to be hard on me on this.
No, I'm not. I'm never hard on you. Okay, so I just want to focus on one small part of the past today. And like usual, when you're talking to me, we're talking about pronunciation, okay?
Okay.
So, the most common mistake that I hear Brazilians make when speaking in the past is adding the extra id sound to everything, right? So, in your Brazilian brain, I'm not saying
just like walked, eat it.
Exactly.
Looked at.
Exactly. So, for some reason, I think this has a lot to do that Brazilians can read and write better than they can speak. But when most Brazilians see the ed, automatically their brains think, oh, I need to say the id sound at the end, right? So just like you were saying, like walk id, talk id, when in reality it should just be walked, talked, right?
Yes.
Okay, Alexis, so let's try this. I will give you a verb in the present, and I want you to conjugate it in the past tense, just the simple past, okay?
Uh-huh.
Cool. So,
let's go.
Talk.
Talked.
Perfect. Walk.
Walked.
Pick.
Picked.
Nice. Move.
Moved.
Push.
Pushed.
Awesome.
Ha.
So, did you notice some similarities with these words?
Yeah, you always finish the word and the word in a common sound between them.
Yeah, and what is that common sound? In walked?
T.
Yeah, the T sound. So the tendency of most Brazilians is to automatically see the ED and they want to say talk it, pick it, move it, I move it to the United States. But we just say the T sound. So you say the verb in its normal infinitive form and then add a T. So walked, talked, picked, moved, pushed. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I would say maybe 85% of the time when we're speaking in the past, you can just add a T sound. But there are some examples when we don't do that and we really add the extra id sound. Do you know when this happens, Alexia?
No, I don't really.
It's okay. It's okay.
Ah.
There is an entire section in Sound School. But, okay. So let me give you the example. Say decide in the past.
Decided.
Perfect. So there you're adding the extra ed, right?
Yes.
Okay, say pretend in the past.
Pretended.
Perfect. So let me give you the little hint, the little tip of the day. Is the only time that you add the extra ed sound is when the word ends with a T or a D sound. Okay? So think about that for a second. Does that make sense? The only time you add the extra id, the thing that most Brazilians want to add to everything, the only time we say that is when the last sound of the verb is a T or a D. Is that clear?
Yes, it is. It's super clear.
Okay, so one thing that really needs to have some extra clarification is when I'm talking about pronunciation, I'm talking about the sounds. So, for example, in the word decide, the last letter is an E, right?
Uh-huh.
But if you say the sound, decide, the last sound is a D. We don't pronounce the E at the end. So
it's decided.
Yeah, even though there's an E in the written form of the verb, in the written representation, we still add the extra id because the last sound is a D. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so what are the not rules, but the better way to think about it?
The best way to think about it, so I think in general, Brazilians just see a word in the past and they get a little confused and they just say id, right? If you don't want to study anything in the past, but you just want to go for the best percentage of times you will be correct, when in doubt, just add the T sound. So just take the normal verb and add a T. So instead of saying walked, just say walked, right?
Uh-huh.
Moved, pushed. So if you learned anything today, ladies and gentlemen, when in doubt, speaking in the past, just use the T sound. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's really easy when you think about it.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. Certainly there are some exceptions and irregularities, but I think most people complicate the past a little too much.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, I think we have a very good podcast about the past sound.
I hope so. Okay, Alexia, I will see you soon. Later.
Ooh, later.
Bye.